Today our talk is about Taiwan and Israel. These two countries are hotspots in our earth and very important to know what their status, what their situation, and what will be happen in the future for them. So everything changed for their situation in the right now, so will affect to our life everywhere we are living. Doesn't matter you're in South America, you're in the America, you're in the Asia, you're Europe, Africa, anywhere else. So definitely will affect to us. So as you see, this is the flag of the Israel with the two blue, in the middle is the star, and the another one is the flag of Taiwan with the background of the red, and one blue box with the sun. So these two countries are majority same race. So for example, for the Israel, so most of them are Jewish people, and the minority of the Arab people, and actually they are Muslim. And for the Taiwanese, most of them are Han people, with the Hakka people, Taiwanese, and the indigenous people living before the massive immigrations, almost two waves of the immigration around 200 to 400 years ago. So Israel's location is in the Middle East, and Taiwan is in the East Asia. Israel is connected to the mainland, and Taiwan is an island. The population of the Israel is about 10 million people, and the population for Taiwan is 23 million people. So Israel is almost recognized by most of the countries and a part of the UN member, but Taiwan still is a de facto. Very few countries they accept it as a country, and the majority of the countries they consider Taiwan as a kind of the autonomous or independent region. So they are very close to be independent, consider them as independent, or will be rejected and they say it's part of the China, mainland China. So Israel has a parliamentary democracy and Taiwan is a presidential democracy. Means that the head of the government is selected or elected by the people through the parliament in Israel, and for Taiwan is direct voted by the residents and citizens in Taiwan. So if I want to go through the country of the Taiwan, you can see this is the actually is Israel is written by the Israel. So Israel's flag, as I mentioned, is look like this, and the location is in the Middle East, surrounded by the many countries. Israel has huge and honestly has a rich history. Is one of the ancient nations and the first civilization in the world, and actually is the origin of the Jewish people, and many of the messengers they came in the depth inside of the Holy Land. They call it the Holy Land, and this land is very important for all the religious. Look like the Muslims and Christianity, and also for the Jewish people. And the Baha'is, though, so they have very important place in that side. And this is the dry area or semi-dry area, and also it's a very historical and ancient history. So we can say one of the first civilization on the earth. What about Taiwan? So Taiwan, the flag, as I mentioned, is here. Location is in the East Asia. Taiwan is a relatively new country. If we disconnect the Taiwan from China, it is definitely a new country. But if we say that part of the China culturally, it's also one of the historical and ancient country in the world. So Taiwan has a very tight relationship with the China and Japan. So I can say is 80%, 70% are Chinese culture, heavily influenced by the Japanese culture. 20 to 30% are similar to the Japanese. They love Japan too much, their culture, and they appreciate Japanese people. And major cities in Taiwan is Taipei, Taichung, and Hualien in the east, and Kaohsiung and Tainan. And in Israel is Haifa, is Tel Aviv, and Jerusalem. and also both of them are located in the very important place on the earth for the shipping, and I will talk about that one. So if I go and talk about them on the map, you will see the map of the Israel here, and also the map of the Taiwan here. So they are in the almost the same area, but Israel is very dry. Taiwan is a very green island. So Israel is located close to this canal. So as you know that it is very important for the cargo shipment. So Israel can be easily control this area. I know the Egypt also, but the location is very important. In the location of the Taiwan, though, is very important in the Taiwan Strait. So many of the ships and the cargoes pass through this strait because China and Japan and connection between the Europe, Middle East, and this area. And you can see Israel is surrounded by the majority of the Muslim countries around. So I can say they have the first line and the second lines of the people. They are surrounded by Israel. The only way Israel can access to the or can breathe is here, is the sea, so Mediterranean Sea. So it's connected them to the Cyprus, and then Greece and the Italy, and then to the Europe, and then connected to the Atlantic Ocean. So the first line of the countries surrounded by Israel, surrounded by them, is the Turkey, Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, and Egypt, and also Saudi Arabia. So I can say that the Iraq also is one of the first line. So most of them before belonged to one country. We call it Ottoman Empire. So Ottoman Empire, it was a country or empire almost more than 100 years ago, and it was the Islamic state, and also against of the Jewish people at that time. So after Ottoman Empire decompassed, so we could to see that we have the Turkey, Syria, Lebanon, and Syria, Jordan, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, of course, Egypt, and Libya. And this is the first line against of the Israel. The second line is Iran, United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, Oman, Yemen, Sudan, and Libya, and most of the rich countries are in the Persian Gulf, and Iran is one of the biggest country against of the Israel, and Libya is weak now. Sudan is weak, but they are potential be sources of the attack against of Israel, and Yemen also. The Houthis people are living there, and they are fighting against of Israel. And Oman is a very peaceful country so far. They didn't involve any conflict against of Israel. United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait, they are very small countries in the Persian Gulf area. And also we have a country look like the Azerbaijan that has a good relationship with Israel, and the big enemy of the Israel is Iran. So they had a conflict or the war between these two countries almost 6 months ago, and they fight each back. So I can say that Israel was the winner of that game. So we are going to see that what's going to be happen for the next 6 months, that Iran will attack Israel or the reverse. So Israel is supporting by the countries look like the European countries, United States, Canada, Australia, Japan, and India also. India here is because of the Pakistan. Pakistan is the Muslim country supporting the other people against of Israel. But the India, because of is against of the Pakistan, so it's going to be support the Israel. So then we can be fighting back again. And what about Taiwan? Taiwan is here. The big enemy of the Taiwan is China. China for Taiwan is look like all the Middle Eastern country or Muslim country against of the Israel. Yes. So China will be against of the Taiwan, but who will support Taiwan is Japan, South Korea, Philippines, Australia, Canada, United States, and European countries. I'm not sure about European countries because they are weak now. So, but they likes to be supportive for the Taiwan rather than China. But China is very strong now, so it's very tough and difficult. So these spots are very important. More than this, too. The third one is Ukraine, in the heart of the Europe, in the East Europe. And you know that now we have a conflict between Russia and Ukraine, and it goes for complete in 4 years. So potentially these three countries will be very important for everybody living on the earth, because everything will be changed by happening in these hotspots. So if I want to talk about the economy of the Israel is advanced, high-income, innovative, derivative countries, and they call Israel as a startup country. So many of the startup companies are located in Israel. So what is the major field for this startup companies in Israel? Is a cybersecurity, AI and data scientists, biotechnology, medical devices, defense and aerospace, and agri-tech and water technology. And their GDP is very high, and so they have a very good knowledge in the life science and the biotech also. They have very good defense industry technology, and they have a good services also. I can say that they are almost look like the Western European in terms of the GDP per capita. Unemployment is generally low in this country, and inflation is not very high even after war. And their trade will be major partner of the Israel is USA, Europe, China, and India. And major export is software, IT services, medical devices, electronics, defense equipment. So it means that this country also is very expensive country, and people are suffering because they have to pay more. What about Taiwan? So Taiwan is a type of the advanced high-income export-oriented economy, and manufacturing, high-tech industrial powerhouse, and also very well known as in the semiconductors country. So Taiwan is very critical to the global tech supply chain. Why? Because of TSMC, because of the other companies located in Taipei and Taichung in this area, and they are working for the high tech. So they are working for the look like the AI, smartphones, look like the HPC, chip industries, electronics, AI, automotive, and defense technology worldwide. So what's their export? Majority of their export is semiconductor, electronics, machinery, chemicals, and major trade partner is China, US, Japan, and EU. In terms of the science and technology and R&D innovation, one of the best in the world is the semiconductor, biotech, green energy, and AI also. So if we want to see about as you can see, and I told you, it's very green area. So they don't have any problem for the water resources and agriculture. Of course, they cannot be independent because they don't have a free land for agriculture to support their nation, but still is green and is far better than Israel and is very dry. So as you can see, their access to the Gulf of the Aqaba is here, and also they have access to the Mediterranean Sea here. So, and this is the Suez Canal, so they can be also supported by the Israel, and I think in the future they can make the alternative way for the shipment for the world trade from uh, Gulf of the Araba to the Mediterranean Sea to compete with this canal. So and then it can go from here to maybe here and connect to the Mediterranean Sea. So as you see, these two countries supported by the United States and the enemy of the most of the Muslim countries around the world, and also China. So it will be very important for us to know that what's gonna be happen to them, and after that, what's gonna be happen to us. Thank you for all of you to listen to my interpretation about the Taiwan and Israel, why these two countries are important for us, and hopefully this information will be helpful for you. I want to increase the level of the knowledge for this channel soon, but as we go for the basic information, and the second line will be for advanced talking about each country, each region, or each topics that are highlighted or hot topics in the for us. So we will talk about that one. So we have many topics to talk about. We have a lot of the knowledge we can share with each other. So thank you to listening to this video. Please subscribe and like it. If you need to know anything about news that you are confused about and you need somebody to read and understand and digest it, and you can easily listen to this video, please add on the comment. Thank you.